got an exciting show in store today for Te Akau TV, and we're joined by Te Akau race manager Reese Trumper. Reese, what's all the news?
Hey, Hazy and viewers. Look, just been spending a lot of time with David out at the farm helping sell the yearlings. So our last lot of yearlings have gone to the breakers this week. So we're looking forward to getting them all in the next 4 to 5 weeks. On the racing front this week, it's been very quiet. Obviously, the South Island had a busy day on Thursday, but apart from that, just a couple of runners here and there for the rest of the week.
And we're going to be crossing over to Ben Gleeson later in the show. But Reese, just to get your view on Imperator, is going to be pretty exciting seeing her go around there at Flemington on Saturday.
It is. Obviously, she's just a world-class mare, isn't she? She's rated the best in the world sprinting-wise. Obviously, she's got a lot of weight to carry, but she's got a nice draw. She's got nice horses that'll give her a good drag into it inside of her and outside of her. She does tick a lot of boxes, but weight does stop a train, but she's very good.
And we're going to cross over to Ben obviously later. There is some hot weather forecast for Melbourne, and we'll get a bit of a picture of what's going on there and when the races could potentially take place. They could be a bit earlier. But before we do that, we're going to have a look at the Te Akau Yearling of the week, which this week is Lot 159, the Savabeel Kansas filly. And Reese, you've got a pretty classy sister of this in the stable.
We do. She's got a beautiful pedigree, obviously being by Savabeel Kansas. Is by O'Reilly, which is a lovely cross for Savabeel. Breezy's by Pins, which is even better. And then you got Zephyr Magic, which is by Zephyr Bay. And Zephyr Magic obviously was good enough to win the Group 1 Thoroughbred Breeders. She's obviously been a very good Group 1 producer. She's had 8 foals, 6 winners. It's a lovely family. Obviously, Breezy's had 7 foals to the races, 5 winners. And Kansas has already had a couple of winners at the races, and we rate our full sister to this Kansas Storm up there highly. Obviously, things didn't go to plan in her only race day, but we do believe she's right up being a stakes filly as a 3-year-old. This filly's got a nice bit of length about her. She's not going to be your early sort of 2-year-old, but she'll be definitely running in the summer months. She has quite a similar build to Damask Rose, who runs second in the Crack a Million. But certainly once she gets to 3, gets up to a mile and even 2,000 metres, I think you will see this filly hitting her straps. So she's a lovely, classy individual.
And that sister, obviously, Kansas Storm, has had that one run in on Boxing Day. Things didn't go to plan, but she's the sort of filly that could end up down in Riccarton for the 1,000 guineas there in the spring, which would only improve the value of this filly as well. So plenty to look forward to for this filly in particular, and get in touch with the team over the weekend if you are interested in a share. She's got 42.5% available in her as well. So Reese, not a huge amount of runners this week, but we'll have a quick look at the winners of the week that's been, and they were headlined on Thursday at Matamata by Altari, and She Turns Heads.
Altari was obviously a very expensive wingling Dave brought. He's got some lovely clients involved with him. He's got a beautiful pedigree. He's got a lovely nature. He's a colt, obviously. Sometimes they can get a bit unmanageable, but he's given us all accordings that he's just handling himself well. So he just spent a bit of time at the Water Walker post that. He's headed back in. He's going to get ready for the Manawatu size, but he's a beautiful animal. He did it tough, sat 3 wide on speed, but it just shows how good a horse he is. He did it well at the trial, so we were expecting that on race day. And She Turns Heads finally got the job done for the team. She'd been a really frustrating horse for us. She keeps on putting in good efforts, but keeps finding one better. The form around has been exceptional. She was obviously a very good 2-year-old. She was good in the spring at 3. And to come out in the summer for Karen's first ever Lady Syndicate horse, it was a big buzz for us for sure. She deserved it, that filly.
Awesome. And 3 winners across Australia and New Zealand there on Saturday. Sans Doot was really impressive, winning again there. We'll catch up with Ben on her later in the program, but certainly the Waikato Stud filly was really impressive there at Ellerslie on Saturday race.
She was, and sectionally wise, she was incredible. She got back into an awkward spot. Opie picked the gaps and he got them at the right time. I think if anyone else was on it, they would have been struggling to get her through them and get her home, but Opie just knows what's happening 5 lengths ahead, and he gave her an absolute peach. And she finished off very strongly, so she's heading off to Melbourne for the 23rd. There's a race there at Moonee Valley. She deserves to. Her sectionals have been incredible. I remember her running the Live-In Classic. It was amazing. Right down the outside, she was making up many lengths, so she's certainly up to Melbourne grade for sure.
And Wingatui there as well in the first 2-year-old race, Nucleus or the homebred filly.
He's obviously gone down there in great order. His trial at Riccarton was exceptional. Warren Kennedy got off him and said wherever he'll go, he'll just win. And he did that. He just has a lot of ability. He's got a beautiful pedigree. Obviously, Al Manzour's doing an amazing job at stud. Obviously, we've already had the Crack a Million winner by Al Manzour as a 2-year-old, so we know how to make these 2-year-olds by Al Manzour win at the races.
And Riccarton there Thursday, Caravella and Plenty of Style.
Caravella was good. She got down to the South Island, settled in well. She had really good form around her. Obviously, the hard track at Te Rapa just tripped her up a bit last time. Vinny didn't knock her around, so she didn't take much to bounce out of that. But the track had the sting out of it on Thursday for her. Cozzy gave her a lovely run. Once she peeled out, it was going to be very hard for the stablemate to peg her back in Stella Splendida, although she did do a really good job to finish as close as she did to her. But it was a good effort. Thank you heaps to the owners for being so loyal to us and sending her down there. And Plenty of Style, it was really good. He just keeps raising the bar, this horse. We went down there thinking that it might be just a bit easier opposition for him to pick up a win or two, but he really put that field away well, and he's going to he has a lot more improvement still to come. And once the penny drops fully, I think he's going to be a horse that will win another 3 or 4 races.
Excellent. Well, let's kick things off at Trentham there in race 2, the Graham's Painter 1,000-metre 3-year-old set weight and penalties. Tightly laced, won well on debut, finds herself down in Wellington there, draws barrier 6 with Ashvin Gundasamy on board.
First 2 efforts to race day were really good. Obviously, at Matamana, she was hitting the line very strongly. Last start at Wanganui, she had no luck whatsoever. You can just put a line through that. She never got a clear run. She's spelled since then, so back to the 1,000 metres will be ideal for her off the freshen up. She's just a filly that will just need a little bit of cover. She's not the best breather in the world, but Ashwin should be able to tuck into some sort of cover from that draw. And down the straight, I think she's going to be very hard to beat. Please note that 12 months ago, we actually won this race with Sons Do, and she's gone on to amazing things.
Excellent. In race 3 there, the top tips, decoppins at extra.co.nz, 1,100, rating 75 benchmark. I Choose You was good last autumn, was probably not the same horse there in the spring, finds herself here fresh up with a new campaign.
Exactly. She just didn't come up in the spring like we thought she would, so we've given her a good break, get over it. She's come back in great order. She's obviously a very valuable filly, being by I'm Invincible, being able to place at Group 2 level at 2 and 3. From the draw, she can get up and over racing, so we'll have to just try and get her in for a bit of cover. But same situation, she'll love getting down the chute, we believe. And she's a very fast filly on her day, and if she can bring her 2- and 3-year-old form, she will be very hard to beat.
And race 9 there, the Dr. Greyhound at greymates.co.nz, 1,400, rating 75 benchmark. Inca Bell there for Fortuna, draws barrier 11 with Ashvin Gundasamy on board.
She keeps running honest races every time she goes to the races. Obviously, 1,200 metres, she was hitting the line strongly. The step up to 14 will be ideal. She's drawn a very sticky barrier, so we'll just have to ride her back because she does have a good turn of foot when she gets the chance to get cover and explode. So that's the way we'll ride her again. The full cut plunker goes on to keep her really sharp. She looks in good order. Her work's been good, and expecting a really bold performance if she gets some luck from that draw.
And over to Ellerslie for Auckland Cup Day and Sistema Stakes. We kick off there in race 5, the Group 1 Sistema Stakes for the 2-year-olds at set weight conditions over 1,200. Captured by Love, obviously unbeaten in her career to date, faces the Karaka Million winner in Velocious. It's going to be a really interesting battle, this one.
Does look like a Ridden Tycoon match race, doesn't it? She's done well since her last start. Obviously, she's in great order. She's an absolute tank of a filly. Not much worries her, and she just had to walk across the road for her last start, so it didn't take a hell of a lot out of her. She's drawn a nice enough barrier to be able to follow Velocious the whole way. Obviously, she put pressure on the leading division at Matamata early in the straight, and she kept up a really strong gallop to the line, and she's taken great benefit from that. First time right-handed, I think she's professional enough not to worry about that. But like I said, she's going to get on the back of Velocious, and if we know that if it gets tough, our filly's a really tough filly, and she'll really toughen it out.
Excellent. And race 9 there, the Group 2 Barfoot and Thompson Auckland Cup over the 2 miles, open handicap, and Predefer's been lumped with the top weight there with 57 kilos, but draws barrier 6 with Jonathan Riddell on board.
Exactly. The handy draw does help him. He won't have to waste any petrol from that draw. He'll get plenty of cover, which he'll need to try, and he'll need all the help that he can get from Scrapper Riddell. Obviously, the 2400 drew wide. Once they got back the other day, Ellerslie on Avondale Cup Day, they just never got involved with it. So you can put a line through that as 2400 metre run prior to that, and the Waikato Cup was excellent. Things haven't gone to plan since then, but like I said, he's going to be given every chance to run out the trip, and he'll be in the first half of the field, and a good, strong rider in Jonathan Riddell is going to really help him along, and he will be retired after this race, win, lose or draw. So we are hoping for a really big run because the owners have been so good involved in this horse.
Go Sabre. He's been an absolute marvel for the stable over the years. So good luck to him with his retirement as well. And Fierce Flight obviously takes his place down the page. They ran a great second in the Wellington Cup and was good in the Avondale Cup, running 7th there, finishing well out wide, Reece.
Exactly. He didn't get all favours from the draw. He sat deep most of the run. He's drawn a nice barrier. He's not going to waste any fuel whatsoever, which is going to be good. Strong rider in Joe Doyle, who's ridden him before, will help him. 3,200 metres, he's going to run it out stronger than most, and the good track won't bother him whatsoever either. He's one right-handed. He does tick a lot of boxes. He won't be too far off them in the running. Expecting a really bold performance.
Excellent, Reece. Well, I won't make you do a best bet this week with 3 of them in there, but good luck to all runners and connections. And I guess next week we head to Wellington there for the New Zealand Oaks and the Wellington Guineas meeting. But thanks for your time, Reece, and we'll cross over to Ben now in the Cranbourne Bun.
Thanks.
Well, it's very fitting that today is International Women's Day. Ben, how is the Queen?
Yeah, she's perfect. Couldn't be happy with the way she's done between the Lightning and now. She came on plenty from that, and I'd say going back to the races really sparked her on, and that win has just given her a big confidence boost. Not that she needed it too much more, but following that trial, obviously there's all that speculation, but now that she's been to the races, I think she's the happiest and in the best form I've seen her in the entire time she's been here anyway.
And a lot's been made out in the media this week around the weight that she's carrying. I think there's been the 2 horses in the last 100 years carry similar amounts of weight, albeit one of them being Black Caviar. How's she going to handle that going into Saturday?
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of seeing the day, I guess, unfold. She's carried 58 before and won, but it's just a matter of how much weight she is giving those other runners. They're going to get their chance to beat her, but with the form she's in, I'm sure she's going to run the best race that she possibly can. And, a lot of it's going to be pretty tactical. Again, there's no speed in the race. She's drawn an inside gate. So I'm sure Opie will have it all weighed up. And if his mastermind can plot the ride right, he's certainly on the right steed to win it.
Excellent. And one of those other horses down in the weights, Ben, is Skewiff, and we can't forget about her.
Correct. She is airborne. She went to Flemington on Tuesday morning. The VRC were kind enough to let us on there, and she just sat off another nice filly of the stables called Hanada, who's going well, and she worked terrific in the blinkers for the first time. So Mark's been strong on the opinion that she's going to love the straight, and off the back of that gallop, and Celine Gaudry galloped her there, she said that she changed legs at all the right time and absolutely flew while being under a stranglehold, basically. So I really think that the market's completely missed the mark with her. She finished alongside some horses that are half the odds of her in the Oakley Plate, untried. So I think she might run a big race.
Excellent. And the weather conditions going into Saturday, it seems like it's going to be an absolute steamer. 39 degrees forecast, Ben.
Yeah, no one really likes that weather. I certainly don't. But the VRC and Racing Victoria, I think they're going to bring the whole meeting forward. So I believe the first race might be around 10:30, meaning her race, or the Group 1 race for Skewiff and Imperatrice, will be around 12:30 to 12:45. So, looking at the weather, it'll be about 29 to 30 degrees then, which is just okay. But at least the race will be run and won and over by the time it reaches 38. And Flemington's really good. They got misting fans all around the type stalls, so it's a perfect environment to keep horses cool.
Excellent. And for our New Zealand viewers out there, that'll be around 2:30, 3 o'clock our time, should the VRC announce that they're going to bring those races forward, which I think the decision is going to be made later this afternoon. And Ben, just quickly, Sans Doot, how good was she on the weekend?
Yeah, just thrilled with the way this mare is going. She's just going from strength to strength. The team, we plotted a plan to give her a freshen up after that second win, and she had a week out in the paddock in the Water Walker, came back in, trolled up amazing. And, there's not a single doubt mares. They just tend to go from strength to strength with age. And she's finished into a stunning mare now. And we're going to give her chance at stakes grade in 4 weeks' time at Flemington on the 30th of March, where there's the listed Bob Hoisted Stakes. So she's earned her crack at that. And, given a record down the straight now, it's pretty impeccable. And I think she'll be, a force to be reckoned with in the listed race.
And Reece mentioned earlier on the show, you've got another smart one in the Waikato Stud Silks coming over to your barn soon.
Yeah, certainly, which is very exciting. Team back at home have obviously done an incredible job with her, getting a Group 3 win on her resume. And, being a Savile filly, I think she's just going to keep progressing in an upwards trajectory this autumn. And she'll head to Moonee Valley on the 23rd for a mile group fillies race. So I think we're going to have a big team that night. I think we're about to have 5 runners, I think, at Moonee Valley it's a day meeting now on William Reid Stakes Day. So that'll be exciting. And we've got Campionessa and Quintessa who came over and both performed fantastic. They'll all be racing that day as well. So the 23rd shapes as a very exciting day.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time, Ben, and good luck tomorrow, and we will catch you up with you again soon, mate.
Thanks, Hamish.
Racing excitement, join Team Te Akau. It's easy, fun and affordable to be part of New Zealand's #1 stable, and we're now in Australia too. We've won more races, more group races and more prize money than any other stable, nearly $10 million in Australia and New Zealand alone. Imagine racing horses like Imperatriz, Campionessa. Whether you're a first-time owner or seasoned pro, at teakauracing.com, go the Tangerine.